I'm hoping that, is it the soul patch you call it, just underneath?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to let that grow down, aren't I?
Yeah, you need to grow that out. A lot of people, for some reason, I don't know why, feel like they need to cut this short, and it just sticks out from your face. So I'm not quite sure why people feel that they need to do that, but
I think I've got to use it as a bit of a comb over, am I?
That's what I'm doing with my mullet.
Hey, it's Mahesh here at the Gentlemen and Rogues Club in Bournemouth, and today I've got Steve coming in for a beard trim and tidy up. So Steve, you've got an image for me about how you want to eventually be like, don't you?
Well, the target, a guide.
The goal.
A guide, yeah. There you go.
Carry out. So that goal was going to take a little while, but we first of all, Steve and I were talking, weren't we? And we were saying about really getting you to a place where you feel like you've got some shape to move forward.
Yeah.
So when people are growing out their beards for the very first time and you've got 4 weeks growth on here, what we want to do is we want to create shape so that you don't just feel like it's a mess. So we were talking about the shape that you showed us. You know, it's a bit more angled, so we're going to take a little bit of the weight. We're going to take a little bit of this hair away from under here so it's cleaner. We're going to clean up the cheeks a little bit here. You don't want it to go too low. Yeah. So we're going to try and keep to just basically, you know, the line that you've naturally got in there. You don't want to go, because I would naturally cut it to the jaw. You want to come on down a little bit lower than that, don't you? Yeah. So I'm going to come down a little bit lower than that, and then we're going to tidy up the lip. And then we're going to blend in the hair on the sides, and we're going to go in with like a 1, and then we're going to keep the length pretty much as it is today, because there's no point cutting it yet because it's just so short. But this is going forward. We've got, you know, quite a few weeks going forward of work here. On the back, quite a short crown here. So what's been happening has been Steve's been getting his hair cut, clip it all the way up, and then cut in at the crown really short. So we need to just leave that and let that grow out, because that's not going to do him any favours at all, and that's not going to create any shape. So we're going to look to just come around here. We're going to clip her around to about this line through here, and then we're going to let that just grow in. This is all about prep work. So what would be nice is if we make a plan going forward that, you know, we talked about 4 weeks, didn't we? 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. Come back, basically redo what we've done today, and then we'll just keep doing that until we start to see some growth through the beard and growth through the top of the hair, and then we can work it out like that. Let's get to work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the beard first, just so you can start to see exactly where we're going with it and what we're doing. And then you'll see the difference straight away. All right?
The only thing there was the one clipper up the side. Is that?
Yeah. Is that too short? Is that too short for you?
Could we start with a 2 and sort of go from there?
Yeah. The only reason I said a 1 was because this is so short here, like with the beard, you need that separation between the two. So if you keep this too long, this is it's not gonna look as long. So what we're doing is going short here, so that gives that impression of being longer. That was the only reason.
Okay.
But we'll do a 2, and if you're comfortable with a 2, we'll leave it. Or what we can do is we can do a 2, and then we'll taper the 1 in through the edges, just so it looks a little bit shorter around the ear.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
I don't want to frighten you off, Steve.
No.
So we're going to go in and we're going to just line this all up. So we're going to keep to Steve's cheek line. I'm just tidying that line up. I'm not cutting down too far into it, because some people would come right down here. Yeah. And we don't want to do that. We just want to try and just keep to that, pretty much the line that you've got there, and just sharpen that line. So we can see, like, that looks already a heavier beard than this side, because we're starting to work with sharper lines. Okay, so Steve didn't want me to go up to the jaw, which is just a little bit higher than this. So I'm marking out where the jawline would naturally be. I'm just keeping it a little bit lower than that. But if we kept it too low, all I'm going to do is I'm going to make Steve's face look really long. And it will really distort the shape of his face. So this is about keeping that shape of his face looking good. And also, so he can see where he's going with this beard shape. Because you were saying that your wife's not overly keen on this. Is that right? Am I right saying that? So if we can make this look the best beard possible going forward, hopefully
we'll win her over.
We'll win her over. And then when you say to her, oh, I might shave it off, she'll say, don't you dare do that. And then you know you're a winner. So how long have you grown your beard out before this then? Have you actually grown a big beard out before?
No.
Never in your life?
I grew it out once before, but I don't know why it didn't last that long, to be honest. As I say, the wife hated it, so it ended up as a goatee.
Yeah. So you can see where it's just growing out. We've got 4 weeks of growth. There's been no trimming or tidying, so we're just keeping it clean on the lip. And these are all the little things that will stop you from wanting to just get rid of your beard. You know, the annoying hair that's coming into your mouth as it's growing out, and all those little things. You know, you don't need to keep them. You don't need to keep that length there. See, straight away, looks like a beard now.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks massively different, don't you think, Steve?
Yes.
It looks like a shape. It looks like an actual shape now.
Yeah.
Rather than when you first came in, it just looked like you'd been on holiday for 4 weeks and hadn't bothered to shave it. Okay, so we're gonna leave that as it is, and we'll come back and we'll clean up all the edges a little bit later.
Is this the magics?
These are the seniors, because we're both older, so I use it on the seniors.
Oh, right.
So I'm gonna come in at an angle across. So this is a 2. And gently just taper that out. Now my instinct was to go in with a 1, and Steve was like, oh, a little bit like, not really sure about having a 1 on the sides. And actually, now I've come in with a 2, he might have been good to be, it might have been right to be a little bit cautious with him. The thing is, with blonde hair and with white hair, it always looks shorter than it actually is. You know, I've had a 1 on the side of my head and you know, you can hardly see the hair.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a little bit more conservative, that's great. You said to me, if you don't mind talking about this, because it's really important that men talk about these sorts of things, I think. You said you had a bit of the big C.
Yeah.
So when were you diagnosed with cancer then?
About 4 or 5 years ago, I suppose.
Right. And
4 or
was
5
it,
years ago.
Whereabouts in the body was that? Prostate or?
No, kidney.
Was it?
Kidney, yeah. Had a few pains in my stomach.
Yeah.
Went to see the consultant, or ended up with the consultant. I had an ultrasound scan, and they picked it up on the ultrasound scan.
Did they really?
But they reckon the pain through the stomach was nothing to do with it. So it's quite fortunate.
So what was the pain in the stomach? You just don't know that?
Well, I had cameras down. You know, they put the old camera down to look for things. Found nothing, and just as a sort of last-ditch effort, he said, well, we'll have an ultrasound scan.
Yeah.
So I had that, and they picked up the cancer. So I had to go into hospital, booked into the hospital. Had what they term as a partial nephrectomy.
Okay.
So they take part of the kidney away instead of the whole thing.
Yeah, and can it function just as well?
Yeah, I've got quite a large amount of the kidney left.
Did you have to have chemo or radiotherapy?
No, they can't use chemo on that, apparently. So I was in hospital on the Sunday
Yeah.
and home Monday for supper.
No way.
I just, I think they call it the Da Vinci robot, is it? They had this robot.
Okay.
Done me up. And it, well, I know I shouldn't say it perhaps, but if you have cancer, that doesn't seem a bad one to have.
Yeah, if you're going
I know that's a bit silly to say that.
No.
Any cancer is not great.
No, it was in something bad that was some good, if you like.
Yeah.
So that's a really good message to put out there that, if you're not feeling great and there is something that's niggling you, you should go and see somebody about it, shouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, how early on set was this? I mean, did you catch it pretty quick so it hadn't spread?
Yeah, I don't know what sort of level. You get 4 levels, don't you? It's
Yeah.
sort of like stage 1, 2, 3 and 4. It's probably about the 1 stage, I think. Well, if the lump, the mass goes over 7 mil, I think they've got to take the kidney out. But I was fortunate it hadn't gone that far, so it must have been fairly early.
So Steve, going back to your hair, I've gone in here, like I said to you, I might do just with the one just at the bottom, just to give you a little taper. Yeah. Just so it blends into the neckline and you don't end up with like a little wedge of hair at the bottom. It grows out nicer, just tapering the bottom here. And I've just opened it up as a 1.5, just to softly just give you that little bit of a taper through there. Just to keep it, as it grows out, you're not gonna think about, oh God, I've got to cut that again. We can maybe just come back, in 4 weeks' time you might not want a haircut, you might just want a little beard trim, just to sharpen up the edges. And we're just tapering the beard into the hair as well.
Do you guys get tattooed locally or?
I've been tattooed all over the place, really. A few local tattooists, but I've been, quite a few different places. Because I used to go to a lot of conventions, so you get people from all around the world going to the conventions. So I might not be able to afford to go to Mexico, but there's someone from Mexico coming to Europe and doing all the conventions in Europe. And you can go to Brighton or London and see a Mexican tattooist or whatever. Yeah. So that's how I've got a lot of my tattoos. That's how me and Carlos met. That was first time we met at a tattoo convention.
Yeah, it was.
And then you were like, "Oh, you're that really good-looking guy I keep seeing in town." That's what you said, doesn't it, Carlos? Yeah. That's all right, I'm not cutting a parting in, so I'm just, at the moment, just getting the blend in with your hair at the moment, so I'm not too worried about that top bit at the moment, so. So are you all sort of healthy and well now, Steve?
Yeah, I started off having a scan every 6 months, and now I moved out to 12 months now, so.
And they're giving you the okay?
Yeah. No problem.
Amazing.
That's why I got my tattoo. Look, stand up to cancer.
Oh yeah.
It's just a take on the Cancer UK. They just got the S and the arrow up and the 2 and the C together. So I sort of grouped it round like that. So
that's a nice tattoo. And you got it in a place that you're constantly being reminded by it. Yeah, I suppose, it's not something that you want to go around collecting lots of tattoos if you're only going to get tattoos of illnesses. Because if you've got 2 full sleeves of tattoos, it means you've been quite poorly, doesn't it? Yeah.
No, you think about it, and then sort of the age kicks in, and you think, am I a bit too old for that? Or?
Never too old.
You're not too old for anything.
That thing doesn't exist anymore.
The only thing you're too old to do is go to primary school.
Oh.
Isn't it?
Age is a number.
You've done that? Yeah, that's it. So what does your wife say to you about you having a 3-hour round trip to go and get your hair cut then?
You don't want to know that.
I was about to say.
I can't put that on the video.
Can't from that one.
Did she say something along the lines of, oh, that's a bit of a silly thing to do? Was that it?
If you're going through with that, you can forget tonight.
Is that what she said? No. And you went, good, because I've got Alzheimer's and I do forget. Is that what you said?
You're
See?
preparing that one.
And you go, see, I've got a tattoo here to prove it.
Who are you?
Who are you anyway? Who's this woman in my bed? I put a little bit of Tree Ranger on.
I then tell her that's a one-way street.
It's a one-way street, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to give it a little blow dry, Steve. What I'm going to do is give you a little bit of volume through the top. Just so you can start to see that we can form some shape, see?
Yeah.
Starting to form some shape. So this is something that, maybe not straight away, but as you grow your hair out, you're probably going to want to think about to create the shape that you showed us on the picture.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have to put some effort into it to make it look like that, you know? This doesn't just happen. This is hours of makeup. This is.
Really?
Yeah. Carlos has got a big makeup team, and they come around my house in the morning, they get me up, they wash me, they put makeup on me. They stick my beard back on. That's fake. Okay, so we're going to just finish off just with the texturizers. And then we're going to pop some product through Steve's hair and a little bit of oil for his beard. Start hydrating the beard and the skin underneath. And hopefully, Steve, you'll see that you're on your way to having some sort of shape and style to the look that you want.
Yeah, it's looking a lot better, isn't it?
Well, we know when you think only 4 weeks growth, you can already start to see now where you're going with it, you know?
Yeah.
So we're just going to put a little bit of matte clay onto your hair. This will give you a little bit of hold. You don't want anything shiny, especially with white hair, because it will just make it look damp and see-through.
Yeah.
The matte products are much better for white hair. Okay, and then we're going to put a little bit of oil in for you. So I'm going to put a little bit of spiced citrus on, if that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that all right for you?
Yeah.
Just 2 little taps, that's all you need at your length of beard. Just enough to make my hands go shiny, and that's all you would need. Work it into the skin underneath as well. And then, sir, you're done. I'll show you the back.
Laser eyes.
Laser eyes.
Yeah.
Laser
very
eyes.
nice. Very nice. Very
Laser
nice.
eyes.
Yeah.
So you can see.
Yeah, really pleased.
You can see the crown area
Yeah.
isn't sticking up quite as much as it was before. I've left it a little bit longer on the crown. We're gonna start growing that out now. And in the picture, the clipper guarding is quite high, so I've gone in quite high, but I've dropped it down just because I want to grow some of this hair out and just blend it in. So at the moment, we'll keep it like that. But I think it's a good shape for you.
Okay, that's fine.
That's great. No, all serious, you even look a bit younger.
You do.
No joke.
I think
Should have gone for the one then.
I think we should put the Ray-Bans on.
Are they yours, actually?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Look at that. That is better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's take this off and do the after spin.
without the Ray-Ban.
No, we need the Ray-Bans on, Carlos.
Let's do two. One with, one without.
Stop. Before you watch the next video, let me tell you, you are worth it. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you deserve to invest in yourself. You deserve to pamper yourself. You deserve to take care of your skin, your hair, your beard, and Beardbrand has your back with products, not just for your hair, your beard, and your skin, but also for your mind. Keep on growing.